Welcome back, my favorite artists. This week in Mrs. Mayo's in-home art studio, we are going to create symmetrical name design insects. All right, there's a lot right there. The first step, you're gonna get your typical copy paper. We're gonna fold it. We're gonna create what is called a line of symmetry. Now, if you hark back to your kindergarten and first grade days, harken back to your kindergarten and first grade days. A line of symmetry divides something that is symmetrical. Now we're mostly symmetrical, as is a dragonfly, as is most insects. Symmetrical means the same on both sides when it's cut down the center. So we created that center line for line of symmetry. Now, my final piece is going to be held vertically like this. But to create my name design, I am going to begin by writing my name. You could do your first middle and last. That is your artist choice. And what is the most successful for this is if you write in cursive, if you know how, or a decorative curly way of writing. So my first name is Sarah. Oh, hey buddy, coming for the artwork. Yeah. So see how I'm making a curly S? And you want your letters close together. Now we are going to transform your name into an insect. So it doesn't have to, the idea is not to be able to read your name in the end. We're gonna create a metamorphosis for our name. That is what a butterfly goes through. So there's my first name, Sarah. I'm now going to take my paper and fold it again back right on that line of symmetry. And to get my image to transfer with my pencil, I'm using a 3B artist pencil, but your regular number 2 will do this. You're just going to scribble over it to transfer it. And you can see it lightly. If you want to go over it carefully and thoughtfully, that's fine too. Because I'm not actually, I'm going to pause to sharpen for a second. I'm not actually scribbling, right? I'm not using the point, I'm using the side. And this is going to take that graphite that is in that pencil and push it onto the other side of the paper, hopefully. Well, it's very light, but you can see it. It's very light. But now I'm going to transform that, like I said, into an insect. So I'm going to make it into, you guessed it, one of my very favorite insects, a dragonfly. So now instead of holding my paper vertically, I'm going to flip it up and I'm going to go over what I can see. And this is going to ensure that my dragonfly is symmetrical. So that's going to be its antenna. There are many parts of insects, right? So this is my dragonfly's head now. And this is going to be like its proboscis. I don't even know if butterflies have it. And this is an antenna. Yeah, I think they feed with something like that. Proboscis or antenna, mouth. So again, this is going to be my dragonfly's head and its eyes. This is almost like its nose. Now, insects have, oh, let me look up the technical. They have compound eyes. So what a compound eye means or is an eye that has anywhere from 2 to 30,000 different lenses within it. Insects have this, so do arachnids, which is the scientific term for spiders. I have definitely noticed this on dragonflies. I love those little bluette dragonflies. I love seeing them. I see them by the water often. And even in my garden up here in Cranston. Quite a bit, actually. So I have So here is where I'm going to have my dragonfly's head end. And from here, I'm going to go right into its thorax. So all insects have something called a thorax. All right. And then from here, so what I'm doing here is just going over the image transfer of my name, just so it is really symmetrical on both sides. So what we're all doing is creating a different insect. Everyone probably could select different insects. I just am going to create a dragonfly right now, but your insect could look completely different than mine. And that's sort of the magic and the fun of this. And I can't wait to see all the different insects you all create, because it's your name and you should make it your own based on that. So the starting point was my name, right? So the I's are the first A in Sarah, and the R is now going to be the lower part of the head. Now my whole dragonfly isn't going to fit on my page, and that is okay. That's absolutely okay. So now I'm coming from the head. Remember, an insect has three parts. They have the head, they have the abdomen, which is down here, and the middle part where like their main body is what is called a thorax. So their head, their thorax, and their abdomen. Now, abdomens aren't all this long. A dragonfly just happens to have a really long one. Now, all insects have 6 legs. Arachnids have 8, right? So you want to include the legs that you would be able to see. And then some have long antennas. Others have really short ones, but they all have these compound eyes, and they're anywhere from 2 to 30,000 different lenses, which means they can't always see very well, actually, with those lenses. They use their eyes for different things. Let me look up the actual fact. Well, anyway, you can refer to it in your slideshow. When I was a kid, I was obsessed with insects. They were one of my most favorite creatures. Like some kids love, I don't know. I've had my bug collection for a really long time. And anyway, I want you to pick an insect that you like. And in the end, like I said, you shouldn't really be able to see your name that clearly. It is, my wings are going to go off here a little too, and that's okay. So really, actually, it can be a full insect. It should take up at least half the page, your name, insect design. It can be a real insect. Like I chose to really look at a dragonfly closely, but you may choose to use your imagination and create your own type of insect. I do want you to try to include those 3 parts, the head, the thorax, and the abdomen, because I feel like that will help make it look realistic. But you can see I am now really making it my own. And for this, really, I just really want you to use pencil. If you feel like it would really help you color, you can, if you think it'll help enhance your work of art. But for the most part, I'm really interested in your drawing for this. I'm going to add the sections to the wings now. But I don't want this video to be too long. So the big idea is to begin with your name, which you can still kind of make out Sarah here. S-A-R-A-H. And then you fold your paper. Where you can see your letters, you push down really hard with the graphite in your pencil. You push and push and push. You don't want to rip it, but you may have to go over it a couple times to see it. Now, it won't be as dark as where you drew with pencil, but it should create a dusting of that graphite that you can then go over. Then you're going to switch the orientation of your paper and transform your name into a symmetrical, that's another big idea here, insect. There are many artists who created works based on insects for over 100 years. Most of them, almost all, worked from observation and keeping real life insect collections. I have an artificial insect collection and a real one, but I can't wait to see what you create. Do add as many details as you have time, and don't forget to upload it. I can't wait to see what you create. I hope you have as much fun doing this. And you can transform your name into anything another time, but for the sake of this, I can't wait to see your insects. It's a cool skill. Take care.